Just ahead on your news, Cross Plains residents look to leave the Middleton School District. We'll find out if their efforts are successful. Health team explains a way you might be able to throw away those glasses and contacts without surgery. Your news at 10 starts now.
Coverage you can count on. This is NBC 15 News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. The Middleton Cross Plains School Board determines a petition to create a new school district just doesn't make the grade.
Members of the group Community Schools for Kids had collected 3,200 signatures in just 9 days, trying to gain support for a new district. Kelly Sackett joins us now with more on this. Kelly, what happened tonight?
Well, the board was advised by their legal counsel to deny the petition based on statute. The petition doesn't include any approximate boundary lines between the new and the old districts and where they'd be located. Now, 40 people showed up for tonight's meeting. The petition began with concerned citizens who don't like a recent expansion plan approved by voters in June. Group spokesmen say the expansion would allow the school to hold 1,800 students. The Community Schools for Kids would be the first to use a 1997 state law that would allow a separation of the district.
We think that we can get more done and have more personalized attention if there's a school of 500. And that's what we would be.
We were unanimous in our opinion tonight, across the 7 board members that were there, that we want to work with the group that has brought the petition for us about creating another school district. There's a great deal of work to be done, and we understand the seriousness of this issue, and we want to work with these people in exploring it.
School board members say they'll meet with group leaders in the next couple of months to discuss and research the idea of a new district. Now, the next time the issue could come before the school board would be July of this time next year. And some construction on the current high school is being talked about right now. They're not sure when that's set to start, but it's supposed to be completed by fall of 2002. So that narrows down the timeline between when they have to get this ball rolling.
So the saga for the school district continues.
That's right.
Kelly Sackett reporting from our newsroom tonight.
In another school district, Madison School District has decided to keep the lid on a vending contract with Coca-Cola, at least for now. For 3 years, the district held an exclusive agreement to sell only Coca-Cola products in schools. In return, the district received $100,000 plus money from product sales. The money helped buy computers to pay for curricular activities and maintain buildings. Those against the soda giant's presence in schools say it's a matter of nutrition and commercialism. In other school news tonight, a new report has school administrators at both state and local levels very pleased.
Because the results are in from a statewide reading test that indicates literacy levels for Wisconsin 3rd graders are on the rise. Now that's the good news, but as Justin Williams reports tonight, school officials are not content with resting on their laurels.
Linda Kalin is impressed with 3rd graders in Madison Public Schools.
I think everybody's very happy about it. Children are continuing to improve.
Kalin, along with other local and state school officials, applaud the results of this year's Wisconsin Reading Comprehension Test. They indicate reading levels of 3rd graders at public schools throughout the state and in Madison continue to rise.
It's a long-time process, and it's one that I think we're making positive results with.
Test results show more than 69% of Madison Public School students reading at either the proficient or advanced levels, up from about 64% last year. Superintendent Art Rainwater credits the community's role in the positive trend.
We've gotten tremendous community support. Certainly United Way and the Schools of Hope Project working with us on after-school tutoring. We have almost 700 people who work with reading in our schools as volunteers. All of those things have had an impact.
Rainwater says the entire district is focused on employing a variety of strategies designed to have all 3rd graders reading at the 3rd grade level.
All of our kids are different. There's not a single one of them that's the same. They're all different. And what addresses the problem for one won't address the problem for all of them. We've got to find a way to reach every child.
One way involves the district's new summer reading academies, which seek to sustain reading habits during the 3-month summer break.
What we're hoping in the academies is that learning lag will be lessened, that kids won't fall back. Hopefully, they'll move ahead, but at least we're hoping that they'll be able to maintain the skills that they've had.
Then, Kalin says, students, like the test scores, can continue to climb. Justin Williams, NBC 15 News.
Now this year marks the first for those summer reading academies. Students are tested before and after the program and once again after school starts. And based on those results, the academies could be expanded in the next couple of years.
Madison City Attorney has filed a petition to request the grand jury testimony in the Jocko's drug case. Eunice Gibson says the city needs the information in order to do a thorough investigation on several firefighters suspected of drug use. Gibson says the city filed the petition following an article in the Capital Times that released sealed information from the grand jury.
Still recovering from the World Trade Organization riots, Seattle is searching for a new chief of police. And one of those finalists is Madison Chief Richard Williams. He spent the day in Seattle along with 2 other finalists. The city council questioned the candidates on their philosophies on police morale, tactics during civil unrest, and fairness to all.
Then it must be explicitly from me that I will treat that person with the dignity and respect that they should have, and that part of that dignity and respect has to be all about fairness.
Seattle's mayor is scheduled to name his choice for the position before the end of the month. The other candidates are from Buffalo, New York, as well as Washington, D.C.
Nowhere in the country had better weather than us today, I betcha.
Nowhere?
I betcha.
Well, we've got to check in with Chief Meteorologist David George from our Storm Team Weather Lab to find out if that is actually true.
Very close to being true today. Just an outstanding day for us, but now we're going to go downhill just a little bit as far as the temperatures go. I think the overall weather pattern will pretty much hold true for us, but we are starting to get just a bit dry after weeks and weeks of being way too wet. In fact, since May the 1st, over 22 inches of rain, 3 inches in the last 3 weeks. That's a pretty good average for us, but nothing in the last 7 days. So perhaps either tomorrow or the day after, you may have to water the lawn, water the garden, things getting a little bit dry for us. And no rainfall in sight tonight, and really nothing tomorrow. There's some rainfall pretty far west of us out toward the Dakotas, but that's not going to get here anytime soon. So overnight, clear, dropping to maybe the low 50s. And could we struggle to hit 70 tomorrow? That's what the effects of this cold Canadian air will have on us. So we'll talk about our cool down with our Storm Team forecast coming up.
Even you could turn off the air.
Okay, that's a little much.
Go for it.
Thanks, David. Well, Wisconsin continues to be a prime battle site for the presidential campaign.
And tonight, George W. Bush and state Republicans have gathered at a fundraiser in Milwaukee. In fact, hundreds of people paid $500 each for dinner and to hear what Bush had to say. The GOP candidate says he's running for president not for a change of address, but to make a real difference.
It's time to have a leader that says we're going to bring Republicans and Democrats together on the most important issue like Social Security, and say loud and clear to the seniors, we will keep our promise.
State party leaders say that event raised $600,000 tonight alone, making it the largest presidential fundraiser in Wisconsin history.
The vice president, meanwhile, visits his native state of Tennessee to deliver a pep talk of sorts to his staff.
Our world, in a very real way, is at stake. So what's holding you back? Give it everything that you have got and then some, and you will look back on this time as the most exciting period of change in our country, at a time when you made possible the brightest and best decades of America's entire history. Let's win this thing. Thank you.
Gore moved his campaign to Tennessee last October to prove his connection outside of the Beltway. Gore also met with Democratic National Committee state directors.
It is his first day on the job, and the new president of Syria says he plans to make some serious changes. Bashar Assad takes over Syria's highest office. Assad says the first item on his agenda is to take back all of the Golan Heights. He succeeds his father, the late Hafez al-Assad. There is little progress to report in Mideast peace talks going on at Camp David. The president reports some progress, but says an agreement does remain elusive. The White House says Israeli and Palestinian leaders negotiated late into the night for the last 2 nights, but there has been no agreement reached.
Well, stick around, because up next in our Health Team Report, if you have your sights set on better vision, you now have a new option.
We'll have details for you on a new type of contact lens that corrects your sight while you sleep.
Plus, Madison students get some hands-on experience on the ancient art of massage. Details in Health Team.
You're watching NBC 15 News at 10 with anchor reporters Pam Towser and Mike McKinney. Storm Team Weather with Chief Meteorologist David George. And sports with Craig Kashan. Tomorrow morning on NBC 15 News.
Where to find the best return on your savings. Plus, the military helps in the operating room.
Also, we'll help your green thumb with our first garden showcase. Hello, I'm Mary Hughes.
And I'm Randall White. Join us for all that. Plus,
I'm Jennifer Gibson, helping you get to work on time with the WMTV Traffic Watch.
Cooler weather on the way for tomorrow. I'll have forecast details between 5 and 7. Join us.
NBC 15 News. Coverage you can count on, 5 to 7 a.m. It's a rare occurrence you won't want to miss because it won't pass this way again. The Chrysler 2000 Summer Clearance. Now get the biggest cash allowances of the year. $1,500 on Chrysler 300M, the latest in the line of performance legends. And get $1,000 on Chrysler Concorde, Sebring Coupe, and Convertible. The Chrysler 2000 Summer Clearance. You've never seen a clearance like this before. And after July 31st, you won't see one like it again.
Nice. Smart. Ooh. Perfect.
Dr. Conway, hello.
We've got your doctor, and we've got your frame. Shopco. Need stuff? Need store.
There's never been a better time to celebrate owning a new Ford than right now. The Ford Authorized Clearance. The fun, the excitement, the savings. Hurry, the Ford Authorized Clearance. Going on now at your local Ford store. Now that calls for a celebration. I just want to celebrate, yeah. Get $750 to $1,500 cash back or 0% financing on select models.
Kathy Lee counts down her last 10 days on Live.
This is the man who's going to find my replacement.
With Carson Daly on Live.
Tuesday morning at 9 on NBC 15. NBC 15 News Health Team Report is brought to you by Dean, partners who care.
I know you have this dream.
Oh, yeah.
I do as well. If you've ever dreamed of throwing away your glasses or contact lenses and don't like the idea of surgery, there is some good news.
That's right. Listen up. The FDA is now eyeing another option. Health Team reporter Karen Wnba joins us with more on the vision world's equivalent to braces.
The FDA is taking a new look at gas-permeable orthokeratology lenses worn only at night. Patients are being fitted with hard contact lenses that remold the front of the eye. Like braces for the teeth, braces for the eyes need retainers to hold the new shape. Patients must wear the retainer lenses a few nights a week for the rest of their life.
Before I go to bed, I put a contact in my eye, wake up in the morning, take them out, and for 2 to 3 days, I will see 20/20 without any problems.
For many people, the price is right, about $2,000. That's half the cost of laser surgery. Speaking of lasers, they are now being researched to treat patients with severe burns. At the Washington Hospital Burn Unit, doctors are using lasers to remove dead skin with little blood loss and little risk of infection. Researchers say it's amazing to discover lasers help burn victims in this way, since a laser is a form of intense heat. And a new school is showing students an old way of rubbing the pain away. The East-West Healing Arts Institute in Madison is teaching the ancient art of therapeutic Chinese massage. It's a combination of relaxation massage and physical therapy. The technique is now becoming more in demand in the Midwest. Here, massage students are practicing on UW hospital workers as part of Employee Recognition Week. Massage is the fastest growing field in healthcare as more patients are requesting the therapy to complement traditional treatments. Mike?
Thanks, Karen. If you're needing more information on therapeutic Chinese massage or the East-West Healing Arts Institute, you can dial up our website at NBC15.com and we'll provide a link for you at no charge.
But we won't come over and give a massage.
No, not at all.
Very good. Up next in this newscast, a look at the Saturday Night Sky Show.
Plus, the weather has these workers staying on guard longer than usual this summer. Details next.
And the Packers may not have their top pick in Green Bay for training camp. Craig Kashan tells us why later in sports.
It is the middle of summer, and will a cool down make you a little hot under the collar? I'm David George, and your Storm Team forecast is just ahead.
Passion, betrayal. Puzzle solving?
Hey, I think they get the idea, Van, okay? Soap Stars Week on Wheel.
It's a week of hard-hitting drama as daytime's brightest stars come out to shine on Wheel. Watch Heather Tom, Jason Cook, and Rebecca Herbst as they heat up the puzzle board with a lucky fan on Wheel's Soap Stars Week.
It's my favorite week of the year.
No kidding.
Tuesday at 6:30 on NBC 15.
Well, welcome to Walmart. I start them off with a hello and how you doing?
Good afternoon. How you doing?
Just the same feeling that you're greeting people coming into your house.
Hi, how are you today?
This is my house.
Retirement is for the birds. I'd rather work.
Would you like a smiley face stick? We talk about the weather. We got a little yakety-yak going.
How's the family?
Everybody's fine, and that's the way we do it.
Hugs are great.
All right.
Hugs are the best.
Let me give you a sticker. We're just a big family at Walmart.
If you come in here without a smile, I'll give you one of mine.
What do I know about performance?
What do I know about control?
Great horsepower!
Limited slip, rear differential.
Full-time, all-wheel drive. But what do we know? We're just girls.
Subaru Forester. Sport utility tough, car easy.
Arby's Sidekickers, zesty jalapeno bites, crispy onion petals, cheesy mozzarella sticks, real appetizers. Get to Arby's and satisfy your grown-up tastes.
Driving season is here, and good seats are still available. This summer, your Chevrolet dealer has your ticket to ride with the Chevy Cavalier. You can get $2,000 cash back on a 2000 Chevy Cavalier. That's right, $2,000 cash back now on this smart and dependable Cavalier. Your ticket to ride is waiting at your Chevrolet dealer.
NASA says the weekend's much-anticipated solar storm was worth all the hype.
These are pictures of Saturday's auroral storm. Scientists say it produced the most extensive storm over North America since 1989.
Okay, I must
didn't even know there was a storm.
I must have blinked because I didn't really see it.
Well, you have to study that sort of thing,
That's
I guess.
true.
No storm for us.
No,
Smooth sailing,
no,
huh?
maybe a little bit of rain coming up toward midweek, but cool down is going to take headlines, it looks like. And temperatures will drop a good 10 to 15 degrees now as we travel through the middle part of the week, and it could take all the way until this upcoming weekend to rebound and get back into the 80s. Low 50s tonight, a fair sky and still pretty much a full moon, and temperatures tomorrow struggling to hit 70 degrees. I think we have loads of sunshine early on, but the clouds will try to increase from the west and drift in, and it looks like, again, 60s for a good part of the afternoon. And then up toward Wisconsin Dells, maybe a 71. The wind blowing out of the north-northeast at speeds near 10 to 15 miles per hour. But a dry day for us tomorrow. 68 for a high temperature in Beaver Dam, maybe a 71 down toward Monroe, and also low 70s out by Lake Geneva. By plane, train, or automobile, a cooler day in the Twin Cities area with mid and upper 60s. Rain just west of there out toward the Dakotas, and some of that will gradually head in our direction by late Wednesday into Thursday. 68 in Milwaukee, a little breeze off the lake holding temps down, and Detroit will be in the mid-70s. Today in Dallas, Texas, it was 102. Houston tomorrow, close to 100. Kansas City, 81, but likely some rain or thunderstorms going on there. Still well into the triple digits out toward Phoenix. And Charlotte, a hot, humid day at 94. Pollen count, not too bad of a problem. The mold spores beginning to subside just a bit. Grass is still topping our list, but ragweed season is going to kick in about 4 to 6 weeks for sure. Our dew points will come down drastically tomorrow into the upper 40s. And with the air feeling that dry and that crisp and daytime highs barely reaching 70, it's going to almost feel like probably a September day for us, and that discomfort index could go from a 6 all the way down to a 2. We started in the upper 60s today. We topped out at 81, and back in that heat wave of 1936 is when we established a record high. Outside currently, here's what we're talking about as far as temperatures go. With our WeatherNet sites, Westfield at 67, and the Dells at 69, and Middleton at 71, and Janesville at 72, so everybody's enjoying a great night. But the way it feels right now is the way it could feel all day tomorrow, which is not that bad if you need a break from the heat. And again, we're going to rebound in a couple of days anyway. It's 77 in Milwaukee, so a warm one there, but 56 in Rhinelander, and temperatures are really going to drop off through the central part of the state, and we're talking about mid and upper 40s, and maybe some record lows back up toward the Loup Superior. They may dip into the upper 30s by morning, so really cool around the Arrowhead and also across the North Woods tonight, and that cool air making pretty good progress toward the south, and that's going to suppress the really bad heat out toward the south and west. A lot of that's still under this big ridge of high pressure, but for us, the Canadian front driving right along that steering current, which is going to bring in that cooler air for us for a couple of days. And the rain has primarily been south of us for about a 12 to 24-hour period. St. Louis has been wet, places like Memphis getting wet, New Orleans pretty much overcast. But this rain in the Dakotas may kind of loop up and over that ridge and affect us by midweek. Here's the Canadian front kind of diving on down. It reinforces the dryness. It reinforces the crispness of the air, and the thunderstorm threat is, again, pretty far south of us tonight, so that's not a problem. If you're wanting some moisture to fall, we have to wait until late Wednesday into Thursday as that moisture comes out of the Dakotas and gradually spreads across the entire upper Midwest. So low 50s tonight, open windows perhaps, a clear sky, should be very quiet, and then tomorrow, bright sunshine early, the clouds try to increase late. A north to northeast breeze and a high near 70, and just 72 Wednesday and 75 on Thursday. And after that chance of rain comes through around late Wednesday night into Thursday, we're going to rebound again. It looks like a good weekend coming up.
Good.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, be happy.
A lot of summer left. We haven't even hit August yet. And usually that's a tough one for us.
That's right. All right, thanks, David. Well, for all you beach bums out there, Madison City Lifeguards will be at work longer than expected this summer.
Due to June's severe weather, lifeguard services at Bernice, Esther, and Spring Harbor beaches will continue through August 27th. Guards say they welcome the opportunity to provide more protection.
After they close, they're unstaffed all the time, so it would just be a longer span of time where people are swimming without someone watching them. I think it's good to have those beaches supervised. A lot of kids come down there by themselves, and it's good to have someone watching them.
But thanks to tight budgets, Madison Park staff expect to use the shortened schedule again next year.
So to come, we'll take a look at how Madison helps his runners get off on the right foot and onto the Olympic path.
Also ahead, we'll take a ride on a new type of bike that won't have you huffing and puffing up hills next.
The Packers' top pick may be playing the position of holdout rather than tight end when training camp opens up this week. Details after the break.
Every morning and throughout the day, listen to your NBC 15 Storm Team forecast on Soft Rock 96.3.
Oh, have you been on vacation, Bob? Because your muscles seem relaxed.
Brad, I'm giving you a big tip today.
That'd be a nice change.
Ameritrade. $8 a trade.
Every time you trade?
You buy, you sell, $8, Brad. Oh, that's deep muscle.
Now, are these trustworthy people?
Oh, yeah, they're very knowledgeable, and they've been around for 25 years.
Wow. Do you think that would be good for me?
Yes. You got good hands, Brad.
Thank you.
You gotta get online. It feels so good, man.
Oh, ooh. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a rare occurrence you won't want to miss because it won't pass this way again. The Chrysler 2000 Summer Clearance. Now get the biggest cash allowances of the year on Chrysler minivans. $2,000 on Chrysler Town & Country, the ultimate minivan. And $1,500 on Voyager, America's lowest price minivan. Or get great lease rates. The Chrysler 2000 Summer Clearance. You've never seen a clearance like this before. And after July 31st, you won't see one like it again.
I'm taking my friends and we're shopping around for the best looking chicken sandwich in town. I want a big kick and taste the kisses we write. So we're gonna wind up at Hardee's, all right.
Try this great Hardee's deal. Our spicy chicken sandwich now just 99 cents. It's a juicy all white meat filet, big Hardee's taste with a kick. Hardee's spicy chicken sandwich, just 99 cents.
It's gotta be chicken at Hardee's, all right.
The 2000 Honda Clearance. It only happens once a year, and it's over before you know it. Can we say perfect timing? The 2000 Honda Clearance. Seize the moment.
Closed captioning for NBC 15 News is brought to you by American.
for the last 2 weeks I've been in Cincinnati, so all thing I've heard was Reds, Reds, Reds. So I missed some Brewer action.
Well, you did, and I think the Reds missed a little action on the way, too.
Yeah,
They've kind of been out of the race a little bit. Your Cardinals are doing the job right now, though, Mike. The Brewers, though, still hoping to get into a hot streak a little bit, and I don't mean by the weather either. Before they do that, they must end a losing streak, and it's 2 straight going into tonight's interleague game against the White Sox. So let's go to Comiskey for this one. Here's a rare one. Brewers have guy who knows his baseball, Charlie Hayes, with a run down with runners at first and second, chases Jose Valentin back to the bag, but he fools him since he occupied second. He tags Frank Thomas, and then Valentin went off the bag and tagged him for that second out. Brewers having a tough time completing the double play, and this kind of lends on to what's going up next. Frank Thomas makes up for the errors goal, but not before Jeremy Burnett strikes out. That kind of night for the Brewers. All Chicago White Sox. Thomas's 29th home run, and the Sox hand the Crew their 3rd straight loss, 11-2. Before tonight's game, an all-too familiar move for pitcher Cal Aldred. The former Brewer was placed on the 15-day disabled list. He was off to a terrific start at 10-2 for the White Sox this season, but that same elbow is sore again. Let's go to Kansas City, where the Cubbies are taking on the Royals, and Sammy Sosa's got the hot bat going. This one not a home run, but a double down to the corner gets the Cubs on the board first. And then some great defense by Cubs pitcher Scott Downs. The glove scoop to home, and the out getting Wisconsin native Joe Randa. Cubs win this one, 3-1. Black Wolf back home tonight, beginning a 3-game series with Winnipeg, and they start out on the right foot, winning tonight 5-3. U.S. Olympic trials continue, and 6 more athletes with ties to the UW competing tonight, including the first round of the 5,000 meters. Later tonight for Susie Faber, who's already qualified, of course, in the 1,500 meters, and Pascal Dobert running as we speak in the first round of the 3,000 meter steeplechase, all going on out in Sacramento. Well, don't expect Packers top pick Bubba Franks to be in Green Bay Tuesday when rookies are due to report to training camp. The tight end is reportedly not even close to signing his first pro contract, although the Packers are working hard to get it done. The former Miami Hurricane could be in camp possibly by the weekend, but that's if you keep your fingers crossed, it looks like at this point. The son of Packers president Bob Harlan could be in trouble with the law. Brian Harlan is reportedly under a federal investigation on gambling charges, including betting on his own Bears team. He's worked for the club since 1984 and resigned Friday as the team's public relations director. Well, this should come as no surprise. Tiger Woods has been installed as a 2-1 favorite to win golf's next major. That's the British Open starting on Thursday. Another major also starts later this week on Thursday, the Women's U.S. Open. 2 Madison golfers, Sherry Steinhauer and Becky Iverson, will compete in that one. Bucks can't wait for August 1st to come around. That's the first day they can officially offer their own free agent, Tim Thomas, a new contract. Until then, though, Thomas is being courted by the Pistons and was in Chicago today talking to the Bulls. However, the Bucks can pay him more than anybody in the NBA because he's their free agent. Speaking of hoops, we got some hoops action going on tonight. The WNBA features 2 players this year from Wisconsin basketball's program, of course, Badger Ball. It's Keisha Anderson, who's playing for Washington, and Robin Threet, who's with the Seattle Storm. Neither, however, has reached All-Star status just yet. Their peers gather in Phoenix tonight for the 2nd WNBA All-Star game. That was Shamika Hoseclaw getting the intros. That's her hitting the game's first hoop. Tina Thompson, though, the reload. She has 13 points, 11 rebounds, and takes home the game MVP. The West All-Stars a winner tonight, 73-61. As there's the big trophy right there. That's not so big, but it's nice to take home, right?
Exactly.
That's right. Thanks, Craig.
All right.
And as Craig mentioned, Wisconsin and Madison in particular has become quite the hotbed for elite runners.
Including Faber Hamilton and Jennings, at least 3 runners with Madison ties, maybe even more we hope, will compete in this summer Olympic Games in Sydney. The Madisonian Ron DeHaven, the only American to qualify for the marathon team, will also be going. So why is Madison such a runner's mecca? UW track coach Ed Nuttycombe says it's a combination of community support, cool weather, and tradition. But young runners say they're just glad they can learn from the local Olympians.
Good. It's good for the community. It's good for them to realize that it's an active, vibrant running community with lots of places to run and great weather and great history. And
then Rod DeHaven and the trials, and they're all right around here, and we'll be running outside and see him running, and I don't know, it just feels like they're so close now.
So close you can touch them. The trials continue this week in Sacramento.
Good for them. Good luck to all of them. That'd be great if they brought home some medals.
That's right.
We'll be back after a break.
And finally tonight, it's being called the cycling craze of the future.
If only they'd had this for the AIDS ride. Well, everyone from leisure riders to members of the Twin Cities Chicago AIDS ride may want to hop on board. Should have read that beforehand. This is the motorized e-bike where pedaling is, yes, optional. It runs like a normal bike, yet when you get to that big hill, say in the Dells, Mike, you just kick in the motor and voila, you're cruising up the hill without even pedaling.
That's cheating. It costs like $1,000 and it goes as fast as 14 miles per hour and it has cruise control.
You'd have been at the rest stop in no time.
That would have been cool. Looking at cool, tomorrow will be cool.
Yeah, a little bit, 70.
All right, have a good night.
If you see news happening, call the NBC 15 News hotline at 274-1500. NBC 15 News. Coverage you can count on.
We spend most of the time outdoors.